What does the word Christ mean? Have you ever thought about it? I'm sure you've heard Jesus Christ. You might have even heard that Christ is a title, not a name. Do you know that Christ is the Greek word for Messiah? In Hebrew, it's Mashiach, and it means the anointed one. And do you know there's 3 people groups that were anointed? Prophets, priests, and kings. Now, I want you to go look at Mary and her conversation with the angel in Luke 1:31 through 33. As you read those verses, are you seeing things that talk about prophets, priests, or kings? Notice that the angels talks about the throne of his father David. If we're talking David and throne, God promised David he would have a son who would rule and reign on his throne forever. These are all ideas referring to a king. Think about it. What did the wise men come looking for? They came looking for a king. What was Herod upset about? He wasn't upset about a prophet or a priest. He was upset about a king. So Christ, when you read it, I want you to think king. Jesus is the king. What does that mean then that Jesus is the king? King of what? Well, for starters, he's the king of Israel. Ultimately, one day he will be the king of the universe. But what I want you to do now is also go read Psalm 2 and Psalm 110, because you need to understand when you see Jesus Christ, Jesus the King, I want you to have those 2 Psalms in your mind of what that means that Jesus is the King, what his kingdom and his reigning is going to look like. Thanks for joining me.